people, and welcome to what is quite literally my book nook. Today we are going to be going over the books that I read in the month of July and August, so 2 months. We have 10 books total, 5 physical, 5 audiobook. I'm sorry if the audio is not super loud. My mom is doing a live in the other room and I don't want to disturb her. So the first book that we read is The Traitors Game by Jennifer A. Nielsen, who wrote The False Prince, and I gave this one 4 out of 5 stars. There's no content stuff that is to be discussed, at least that I remember. I found this book to be slightly cringe. There's like some things that was said or done that is just like, ooh, no. One of the tropes, it's like, okay, it's not really a trope, but I'd say this book is childhood friends, the enemies, the lovers, the enemies, the lovers, basically. It's very complicated. So it's, The Traitors Game is very good if you liked Dance of Thieves. So I don't have that much to say about it because I don't remember a lot of The Traitors Game. So the first physical book that I read was A Curse for True Love, and this cover is gorgeous. Oh my gosh. I know I've went on about it, about how pretty this cover is, and this is probably one of my most annotated books. I gave this 5 stars. I absolutely loved the romance. I love Evangeline and Jax. I hate Apollo. So for content, I think there's like 1 or 2 curse words. I'm gonna see if I have a content tab. I don't. So the yellow that you see, like you can't really see it that well, but the yellow is for a comment. Blue is for Jack's love. Green is for Apollo hate. And the pink is for romance. And then I read The Deceiver's Heart by Jennifer A. Nielsen. This is the second book in the Traitors Game series. I gave this one as well 4 out of 5 stars. I was super annoyed by the romance because she couldn't choose whether or not she loved or hated him. And also same on him, same for him. I was super annoyed by it. But that's why I only gave it 4 stars. Otherwise, I did enjoy it. Then the next book that we read was a physical book, and that's Powerful by Lauren Roberts. So I did enjoy this. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. It was perfect, except that it just didn't give me the 5-star feeling. There's some content stuff. So like there were some cusses, like several F and S and B words used. I don't remember exactly how much. And then of course the female main character in this one, Adina, is staying with Mac, but like they don't do anything besides kiss, I think. And then we have A Time to Speak by Nadine Brands, which was my next audiobook. This one I gave 4 out of 5 stars. So I loved the end, like how it ended. It was really epic. I'm not going to spoil it though, except that it was epic and it left me on a huge cliffhanger because you can't just do that. Okay, can't just do that. I also loved the romance between Parvin and Solomon. I really love both of them. They are super cute. And then another audiobook that I read was The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas. Yes, I did start Throne of Glass, and I do hope to continue it soon. This I gave 4 out of 5 stars. I didn't love the world building. It seemed like very sudden. I like it when it's like you're being like slowly introduced to what certain things are and like certain countries and stuff, kind of like how Powerless was. I enjoyed the world building in that kind of like, or like how the world was introduced to us. but with the Assassin's Blade, you're just like thrown in there, and I don't like it when you're thrown in there. It was kind of annoying. And then I read truly. Oh, before that, I don't have it written down, but I read. This was the book of the month for July, and it was Six of Crows, and finally got to the. Oh my gosh, it was so good. Well, not so good. I give it 4 out of 5 stars. The only reason I didn't love it was like my brain couldn't get into it. I feel like I was starting to get into a reading slump because I had basically read nothing but fantasy before starting this, and this is like very fantasy heavy. I love the romance, I love the found family, I loved enemies to lovers. Those are some of my favorite tropes. And the plot was interesting. Like, some people say that it's like hard to understand. It wasn't super hard for me. Like, I can see why for other people, but not for me. And then, yeah, I read Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. This I gave 3 out of 5 stars. So, for me, at least, there wasn't a lot of character development, especially with the main character. From like the beginning of from the beginning of that one to the end. It does get better in the later books. And then I didn't love the romance because it just like felt really forced. Or like not really forced, it just like felt a bit forced. Except like maybe I did enjoy the romance in the 3rd book though. That was very good. So yeah, I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. I enjoyed the plot. I was super invested from the beginning, which was not the case for A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. That's why I gave it 3 stars, because I wasn't super invested. But for this one, I really enjoyed the plot. This is dual timeline. It takes place at like a boarding school, and we follow the main character Stevie as she is investigating a case that took place in the 1930s, and then we're like every other chapter basically we're going back to the 1930s to like see what was like going on and all of that. And so I did enjoy that. It was one of my first dual timelines. I think I'd read another one, but I can't remember exactly. And then the next book that I finished was a physical book. I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings by Maya Angelou. So if you want my full review of this, I talked about it in my Siri picks the number of pages that I read, that vlog, which is out now. So I go more in depth about the content, so if you want to read this and are worried about content, which there is, I'll go back and watch that. So I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. I have my little sheet here so I don't forget what books I've read. One thing that I didn't say in that vlog was like I didn't really agree with her views on Christianity, because she grew up in a Methodist church, and like from what I've understood from this, she at least believes that like faith is very work-based, which is not. You can disagree with me down in the comments. She was basically like, yeah, if you're a good person, go to heaven. If you aren't, go to hell. Like that type of mentality, which I do disagree with. But I do think she is an amazing person, and I'm glad I read this, even though I gave it 3 stars, which means I thought it was okay. I had to read that for school, for AP Lang. And then I also read, after that, The Hand on the Wall by Maureen Johnson. This is actually the 3rd Truly Devious book. I, of course, had read the 2nd, but I didn't record it on Goodreads, I don't think. I'll have to double check again. So this one I also gave 3 out of 5 stars. It had the same content problems as Truly Devious, which I think I forgot to mention. Those being there's a gender neutral character, and there's a then like there's some language, and then we're dealing with like a murder and kidnapping case. So Like, there was some violence, not a ton. I did enjoy this. I enjoyed the romance. The plot, like, towards the beginning was kind of slow though. And the last and final book for this video that I read was The Bark of the Bog Owl by Jonathan Rogers. So this is, if you haven't heard of this, because it's not super popular, it's a King David retelling, and we follow Aiden as he's like basically living his life. He wants adventure, similar to the character of Janner in the Wingfeather Saga, and I'm just gonna read the back because it doesn't have many spoilers. The son of a great landholder, Aiden Errolson lives a comfortable and settled life. That, he believes, is one of the great injustices of his otherwise happy existence. But everything changes when a wandering seer announces that Aiden is destined to be the Wilder King, the long prophesied wild man who will come from the forests and swamps and set things right in the kingdom of Cornwall. Aiden finds himself on a journey that takes him into the world of the Fiji folk, a mysterious tribe of half-civilized swamp dwellers who understand things about Aiden that he has never understood about himself. I kind of disagree about like the last sentence about them understanding things about him that he never actually understood about himself. But otherwise, this was a good book. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. The end, like this entire section, pages 188 to like 130, I found pretty boring, but that was just me. So that is a wrap on the books that I read during the month of August and July. So be sure to comment down below your favorite reads of July and August, and if I read them, then we can discuss, and if I haven't, I'll probably add it to my TBR. And I will see you soon with another video. That should be my actually, I guess at this point it should already be published, but I'm about to go film my TBR jar picks my reads for the month of September, and I will see you soon. Bye.